Good evening and welcome to another edition of Life at the Table from the Truesdell House.
Yep.
Hopefully that tonight is a little bit calmer.
Yeah, and it's raining outside.
It is raining outside, but we're so lucky to be safe at home here in Fort Wayne, and we are praying that everybody is safe and staying safe.
Yeah. Is there coronavirus?
Yes, we are inside because of the coronavirus. Come sit with me, buddy. So, in case you aren't familiar or weren't able to join us last week, I am the Communications Director and Youth Director at First Wayne Street. My husband, Mark, is one of the ministry volunteers for Life at the Table. And these are our children, Silas and Miles. And if you don't know what Life at the Table is, it is a unique dinner ministry where you get to enjoy some conversation, some fellowship, a meal, without a traditional worship service. What would you like to tell me?
So I'm scared of the thunder and
Yes.
the lightning.
Right. So Silas is scared of the thunder and lightning, and we had a little bit of that today. And we're kind of in a scary time right now, and we can feel
And I'm
uncertain.
going to Mr. Muffer.
Okay, and we can be missing people like our teachers or our church family. And so it's important to find ways to connect and pray. And also, I say the things that are scaring us or challenging us right now. It can be hard to be in a house with your family and not have the routine that you're used to, or what else would you like to say?
The new game is Splatoon.
Okay, so, but we can find things that are, we can find comfort in the things that feel familiar. And for me and Mark, it can be in prayers that people, Christians for centuries have relied on, like the Our Father. So we're going to bow our heads in prayer. Let's pray. Sigh. And we're going to pray the Our Father. You ready? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Amen.
Very good, guys. All right, guys. Well, first of all, thank you so much for tuning in and watching either live or I saw we had quite a few hits from it being recorded. I want to give a special shout out to my parents, whom I miss dearly. They're just about 1.5 miles away, but I can't even go say hi to them. We can do FaceTime, we can call them. But they actually provided our meal tonight, so I want to say thank you to them. And it was delivered right to our house. So hopefully you guys are watching. If not, then I still love you, and we miss you very much. And it was very generous.
Not bad,
But also that goes to show
Yeah.
what we were talking about last week about finding ways that we can help others and serve others. And maybe it's as simple as sending a pizza or a coupon for DoorDash. Things like that, bringing comfort and something familiar to the people we love the most. Calling on FaceTime.
Yeah. So even if we're stuck in, there's still wonderful things that we can do for people. And so thank you, Mom and Dad. This is Life at the Table. And we've had our meal this evening, and hopefully you have enjoying your meal with someone you love. So at Life at the Table, if you haven't been there yet, we always kind of have a format. And right before I speak or Pastor Cheryl speaks, whoever does the kind of mini sermon or devotional, we always have a Bible passage that kind of ties directly in or indirectly to the message. And this kind of segues perfectly into what Kim was saying earlier about fear. And when I thought about fear, I think there's a wonderful Old Testament passage in Psalms that's very similar to the Our Father, and it's the 23rd Psalm. So I'm going to read the 23rd Psalm, and then I'm going to have a very brief message about what's been going through my mind and how it can calm us in times of trouble. Okay. So this is the 23rd Psalm, a Psalm of David. It might be very familiar to you, probably one of the most famous Psalms. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. As a quick reference too, I also love the 46th Psalm and the 91st Psalm, if you want to cross-reference those with fear. I know it's kind of troubling and most people don't like to talk about it a lot, but when I think about what we're going through, I kind of think of a bad word, and that's hell. Christ talked about hell more than any other person, and he kind of said that it was the outer darkness and a place of weeping and gnashing of teeth. And regardless of what you believe, I know some pastors out there who don't believe it, that it can't be real. It doesn't sound very pleasant. I think that it's the distance from each other that makes it seem like we're kind of going through hell right now. And I was just speaking with my mother and my wife a couple of days ago about why this is so difficult. And even if you think that a lot of leaders are saying we're kind of at war right now, and this is a different kind of war. When we're at a war with other countries and bullets and ammo is involved and tanks, a lot of soldiers that have the like-minded view stick together, and they're in trenches and they share drinks and they share stories, and they might share cigarettes or whatever it is they did in World War II. But this is a different kind of war, and we're divided so much that it's harming us sometimes mentally or psychologically, sometimes even physically. And that's, to me, is like the essence of hell on earth, because human beings are very much geared toward being together, and we're very social creatures, and when you take those things away, it can create the worst in people sometimes. I think when I was studying the gospel a couple of days ago, trying to come up with this sermon, one of the things that struck me about Jesus was how important it was for him to share fellowship with his disciples. If you look at some of the most important things that he did with his disciples, it was around a table. He shared bread and wine, and he washed his disciples' feet, and he reclined at the table. And those things are the very essence of fellowship. And when we're deprived of those things, I think it makes us distant from each other, and that's what hurts the most. The Lord truly is my shepherd, and we can't party or hang out or go shopping. But if you look at the first verse from the 23rd Psalm, the Lord is my shepherd. Let him take you by the hand in this time, and he's never going to get sick or infected. He's going to be there for you eternally. So never forget that. Never forget that you can make a big difference by just doing some small things and in prayer. The very smallest thing you can do is prayer, but it's also a very big thing. So think about those, the 23rd Psalm, the 46th and the 91st, and don't feel like you're alone, because we're all in this together. I'm so sorry. Kim's whispering something to me. At this point, please go ahead and, if you have any prayer requests, feel free to type those in, whether in real time or whether you're watching it in video. We're going to try and respond. We really hope that you've enjoyed our life at the table. We're going to go ahead and not have our questions to keep it simple tonight, but I do have one question for you. How do you stay calm in times of turmoil? Who do you turn to? What do you turn to? That could be a great discussion as well. We'd like to get into that. As our dog is not in fear of anything tonight, jumping up on the table. So thank you so much. And he ate his food during lunch. It was a problem. Sorry, Kim's meeting was... Sorry about that. All right. Thank you all so much. God bless all of you, and thank you for watching. Have a wonderful week. God willing, we'll be here again next Thursday at 5:30.